I find this rather intriguing. Satoshi Kusama has just released an enormous upgrade. Shiba Inu may attract new owners as a result of this. This is huge, and it may soon cause the Shiba Inu cost to drop by a few zeros. And now is when things become wild. An expert who has the precise dates of the next Shiba Inu rally revealed. Surprisingly, it's not far away. Why is this taking place? By the way, Shiba Inu was recently rescued by Satoshi Kusama. Allow me to clarify. Welcome to Dr. Crypto, your daily serving of Shiba. This is the spot for you if you're curious about anything related to Shiba. If you want to keep informed about all the latest news forecasts and stay ahead of the crypto industry, subscribe. To get more Shib news, be sure to click the like button. Satoshi Kusama has seemingly materialized out of nowhere with a wacky new release, so the Shiba Inu community is in for a treat today. After what seemed like an eternity of complete silence, he reappeared with not one, but many significant updates. Moreover, one of them is really bonkers. Listen up. To measure Shiba Inu owners, he is instituting a point system. A point system, indeed. This is unique among meme coins. It's brand new. Just the possibility that it may pique the curiosity of new investors, particularly those who have been on the sidelines, is quite positive. Furthermore, the price might see upward pressure if that occurs. Oh please, look at how this could already be impacting the price of Shiba Inu before we get into the meaty details of what he revealed. There seems to be a little upturn happening right now. Not long ago, the price made a small but significant recovery after dropping earlier in the week, which is rather promising, isn't it? It becomes much more intriguing from this point on. A market expert who has been keeping a close eye on the situation has speculated that Shiba Inu could be about to see a meteoric rise. A breakdown based on the Elliott trend structure was just revealed by this expert. The basic idea is that it's a pattern that may be used to forecast future price movements. His research indicates that Shiba Inu have been following this rising channel from the beginning. Do you recall the enormous surge that occurred in 2021 when it reached its peak? That was, in fact, the very first video on that channel. The cost has been developing and correcting since then, creating what he calls a traditional waveform. If his predictions come true, the game might be much larger than it is now, possibly even surpassing its previous record and aiming for levels that would be the talk of the town. Things are heating up for Shiba Inu, what with this update from Satoshi and the bullish chart setup. What therefore transpired just now? Satoshi Kusama, the enigmatic mastermind behind many of Shiba Inu's groundbreaking projects, has now let us in on his secret plans. Furthermore, there is a mechanism known as the karma system. He spilt the beans in a recent podcast with Shadowhunter, another important ecosystem developer. Furthermore, this update may be among the most astute that the project has ever received. What then is karma? People participating in the Shiba Inu realm will be able to use it as a trust score, say Kusama and Shadowhunter. Imagine it as the way eBay ranks vendors according to their honesty and reliability. Your score is based on your interactions with other areas of the Shiba Inu ecosystem, such as utilizing SHIBASWAP or engaging in the metaverse, rather than merely selling goods. It was very clearly stated by Shadowhunter. He likened karma to one's online reputation. Your good deeds multiply in proportion to the amount of time and effort you put into the environment. This is no ordinary vanity project. In the end, this score will be significant. Your credibility will be shown. Plus, it may eventually affect things like your ability to use certain services or even have early access to certain benefits. Additionally, Kusama brought up a very crucial point. He made the observation that unscrupulous individuals and schemes abound in the cryptocurrency industry. That is just the truth. At this time, in the majority of crypto groups, you have no idea who you're working with. What changes is karma. It adds some structure to an area that has traditionally been somewhat freewheeling and nameless, making people there more responsible. I am astounded. The thrilling part for holders starts now. You can't call this a mere community tool. The reputation and value of Shiba Inu might plummet if this happens. To begin with, it lends the enterprise a far more credible air. Shiba Inu has begun to shed its meme currency stigma by presenting itself as a platform that offers genuine innovation, genuine usefulness, and a system that really cares about and cherishes its members. This is the kind of content that attracts serious investors. Also, consider the potential effects of it. People remain in a project longer when they feel secure and invested in it. They agree. The curiousness of newcomers grows. The result is an increase in both volume and activity. Oh, and that generally portends price increases. A new surge of confidence and excitement might propel Shiba Inu into a whole new realm if karma plays out its intended role. We are not referring about a little bump either. This has the potential to be the kind of action that helps remove some of those zeros from the price if it receives enough support. Yes, karma can seem all woo-woo and mystical. However, in the eyes of Shiba Inu, it may be the beginning of something really remarkable. The public's opinion on Shiba Inu has suddenly become quite positive. The atmosphere of the neighborhood is changing rapidly. Now we get to the fun part. Even going so far as to predict when Shiba Inu's price could begin to shed some of those zeros, one researcher was rather thorough. Yes, that's correct. In the meanwhile, a timetable has begun to circulate. These forecasts are also not based on pure speculation. In this context, well-followed analysts and platforms mean that people are seriously considering the long-term and short-term potential destinations of Shiba Inu. For instance, Michael, an analyst, predicted last year that Shiba Inu may reach a much higher price by the cycle's conclusion. Another expert, a charting specialist, quickly reaffirmed the same figure, putting the conclusion of this year in the ballpark. Some prominent Shiba Inu advocates are also experiencing it. One of the most outspoken backers, Shiba Bezos, recently discussed 5 separate price projections, the lowest of which was much above than the current level. Bigger dreams are even in the works for some people. Aspiration goals that, if held for an extended period of time, have the potential to transform ordinary people into millionaires. And indeed, it is capturing the attention of many. When will it be possible for Shiba Inu to reliably achieve such numbers? You have asked the perfect question. Telegion, Changelly, ChatGPT, and Grok are just a few of the well-known brands that have dabbled with time-based estimation. The current Shiba Inu price is quite low, therefore any progress towards the first price target would need a huge increase. To get to that initial bullish objective, we're talking about more than 15 times. And even farther up, there would be no comparison. Imagine 1,000-fold. Changelly is one of those platforms that is taking it easy. It may be early 2031 before Shiba Inu even approach that initial pricing target, and much longer for the larger ones, according to their estimates. While some hold the view, others disagree. Telegion is much more optimistic. Their best guess is that Shiba Inu will reach that early goal in the next 5 years, around 2028, and then maybe much higher after that. These are, of course, only estimates. The future is impossible to foretell with 100% certainty. However, the significance of this cannot be overstated. The very fact that these discussions are taking place is significant. The level of curiosity and belief in Shiba Inu is evident. Analysts, AI models, and ardent holders are all expressing a changing attitude. People are talking. The type of price movement that might catapult this currency to new heights could be fueled by the continued buildup of momentum, particularly with enhancements like the karma system that increase trust and usefulness. So it's possible that the zeros won't go tomorrow. Getting to those higher price points isn't as far-fetched as it previously was, however, since everything is falling into place as it should. One expert has recently highlighted 3 major reasons why the Shiba Inu market could see a surge in the near future, lending credence to the widespread speculation. To start with, the pace of burn has become insane. The price has jumped 20-fold in the last day, and millions of tokens have already been sold. The bulk of the sum originated from an enigmatic deal. Shibarium is another option. With millions of transactions every day, the network has been bustling with activity. Reduced costs, faster processing, and greater token burning are all results. Notable figures such as Jeremy Da Vinci have predicted that the Shiba Inu's popularity might explode if Shibarium receives actual applications and use cases. So yes, it's rather near. Exchange net flows are the last item on the agenda. A growing number of investors are removing their tokens from exchanges, a sign that they want to keep them for the foreseeable future. Fewer sellers mean fewer supply on exchanges, which is a positive indicator. To sum up, the Shiba Inu is no longer a passing fad. The return of Satoshi Kusama, the Karma system's restoration of ecosystem trust, an increasing burn rate, the growth of Shibarium, and an accumulation of positive prophecies are all indicators of impending domination. Shiba Inu could be teetering on the brink of a meteoric rise if current trends continue. A few of those zeros might potentially be about to fall. However, how do you feel about this? Place your comment in the space provided. The day is over now. Remember to give it a big thumbs up. To see our most recent material, share it and subscribe to the channel.